Good morning, everybody. Well, actually, for a lot of people, when you post it, it might be a different time of day. This is Nuala Taylor with Transform Your Life, You Under Reconstruction. And I kind of wanted to talk about what happens to you sometimes when you're on a path that you're supposed to be on, right? A path that you feel it, like the base of who you are. And you're doing what needs to be done. You have aligned action, and then difficulties get thrown at you. I'll give you a perfect example. I am and have been reconstructing my business. I do life coaching, transformation coaching. I do coaching on the law of attraction. I'm also a Reiki master with reflexology, and I am a wellness advocate with doTERRA. So I teach people about natural healthcare. Using essential oils, and also teaching them how to use nutrients like superfoods, organic superfoods in their life to get them the results that they want. So I had texted to me a text, and it was saying that someone had recommended me as a life coach and was asking me what my rates were. So I shared that with this person. And then he said that he had 2 females in his household that needed particular guidance on how to balance life and work, right? Family and work. And then proceeded to tell me that he was out of town and that he would have, because he couldn't provide transportation, they would be having transportation provided to get them to their appointments. There was a lot of back and forth. There was a lot of communication about me asking questions about, would they learn better in a group environment? Would it be better for them to work on what they needed to individually, especially if you are from the same household? Your progress is going to be different, and a lot of people, you need to kind of work on yourself first before you throw yourself in any kind of group environment. And while we're doing this, we get to the portion where I sent him the invoice. So I mailed him the invoice. He was telling me that his credit card and pay could not work with that type of invoice, which I was like, okay, so I will send you an invoice straight from my QuickBooks. So he tried to get me to click on his link for me to set up QuickBooks. I don't do that. I don't click on other people's links. We haven't built up trust like that. So I went onto the computer with my own link. It was a great idea, upgrading from where I was at to a higher professional tracking for my finances. And so I did that. I sent him another invoice. And I'm thinking, because the initial try to get me to do a link didn't work for him, he was going to try and get me to in a different way. And he had said that the driver that was going to be providing transportation hasn't been paid yet, but he's about to be in a hospital to get ear surgery. So he was wondering if I could do him a favor, if I could invoice him for the amount owed for the 3-month program for the 2 females, and then also add on to how much he owed this other person and have me pay that person Cash App. Now, I've been dealing with Facebook and social media for a really long time. I used to actually be an IT person in the military. So when the internet first hit everyone full force, and it was just out there open for everyone to explore, and scams were running left and right, I knew about all of those. And I understand about phishing scams, which is why I don't ever click on other people's links unless I actually know who I'm talking to. And even though we communicated over text and email, we hadn't actually spoken over the phone because I could not get a hold of him on the phone. So moral of that whole story is that he was telling me to do something that he should have been responsible for already, and making excuses for his driver not having the ability to do certain things. My husband drives Lyft and Uber. You have to have a cell phone to be able to do that, which means you have to be able to take payment. If you can take payment from a cell phone, from Lyft or Uber, you can take payment from Cash App, then you can also take payment from other forms. And him being an employer, even if it was kind of like a on the side pay type of thing to help somebody out, or under, under the out of the books, under the table, he still could have found other ways necessary to pay. So I wasn't going to take this invoice and put in a cash app to his driver, because it's not my responsibility. It's not my responsibility to take care of business transactions that you are responsible for. You can do that. All I'm supposed to do is facilitate the coaching in whatever avenue that that person needed for the length of time they needed, so that they can get some real results. I'm not responsible for you not being able to pay your driver. And I absolutely am not going to do something like that. I've dealt with enough scams to know that this person, although he seemed genuine in the beginning, as I started asking more questions and as I started requiring more from him, he kind of sounded a little bit more desperate. And when I told him that I wouldn't be able to do that because I can only pay employees, hey, relax, dogs. I could only pay employees that are under me that get issued a W-2, or if they're working some kind of side contracting, if I was something, would be working on a 1099. So I don't issue pay besides that unless it's like a required service or a product that I need myself. So I told him no, not a chance. And then he came back with, no, you will do this, this, and this. Now, I don't want to sound judgmental at all. I don't want to sound like I'm being racist, but I have personal experience. Okay, this is my opinion. Personal experience. Most of the men who have approached me in a very inappropriate way or a forceful way have come from a certain regions of the world where women are not considered equals, and sometimes not even considered second-class citizens, but actually lower than other forms of animal-like pets. And the way I get treated or spoken to when I shut them down is exactly the same emotion that I felt here. My guardians had been telling me about that second time he was giving me issues about the invoice, that something was wrong. And here's the thing about wanting to grow your business and being super focused on what you're doing and, attracting money to you to free so you can live a freedom lifestyle, is that our focus is a lot of times on the growth and where we want to be. So yes, we like money. We want money. And sometimes when somebody throws dollar signs up in our face, it can be really difficult to see the danger that's waiting in the grass. So I am so super thankful for my guardians. And I know that I've been working on trusting the universe, right? And trusting my inner being, my soul, my divine essence, right? My source. Our connection together. This is my creator that's in here. And, is the facilitator of everything. I'm just kind of like the thought process. But building trust between my creator and myself. And trusting the universe that the path that I'm on is the way I'm supposed to be. That I am in a protected place while I am doing this magnificent change and personal awakening, right? My spiritual journey. And I have been working on that trust and that belief just within the last 30 days, pretty hardcore. And in the beginning, I was like, yes, this is like manifestation happening for me. But my guardian spirits, my ancestors, something was telling me this is not right. And to not do certain things. And instead of questioning, which is what most people do, even in the flesh, someone tells you to do the thing and your first reaction is to say no, or to back off, or to not trust when someone else tells you to do something, right? It's just we're being obstinate. We're being rebellious, right? Like when our children tell us no, or run away, or refuse to do what we ask them to. But when something inside you is telling you that something is wrong, or something inside you tells you or gives you an impression to not do something or to do something, right? Who are you to question that, really? And this is a question I had to ask myself. who am I not to trust? Who am I not to listen? And because I did listen, I probably prevented myself and my family and my finances from getting super screwed by someone who approached me saying that they wanted help, and then with every intention in actually causing harm. So, true to my nature, I am grateful that this person brought to my awareness how upgrading to a higher level of QuickBooks will help me keep track of my finances and everything to a much sharper degree. So to this person who calls himself Gibbs Moore, who in his email also had 444 in it, and after I ended our conversations, I went to go do another thing that I had promised. Again, I saw my phone was flashing 444. For those of you that don't understand angel numbers or master numbers or know anything about numerology, 444, like any other master repeated numbers, they have several meanings. A lot of times 444 will mean that the spiritual path that you're on is the right path that you're supposed to be on, and that you are in a good place, and that everything that you've been working on is culminating for you right now in this spiritual awakening that you are going to have. It is a promise of a spiritual awakening that you've been working on. And so I trust and I believe that this is due in fact to the point that I trusted my inner being, my Buddha nature, my soul, my divine essence, my creator, us, he, me and me, right? So much that it actually protected me. So my finish, I guess, is going to be, no matter what growth you're doing, there's always going to be a shiny. There's always going to be some kind of obstacle that distracts you, or someone who comes in with promise. And not all those things are bad, right? Some of those things are going to be good, but you have to trust with your ancestors and your guardians are trying to tell you, right? Don't shake it off. Don't wave it off. If it's an immediate impression, listen to your impressions and know the difference between your mind trying to stop you from doing something good and great and different and uncomfortable than some presence, right? Some loving essence, some guide actually helping you to either move in the direction that's going to help you or protect you from something that's going to hurt you. So that's what I wanted to share with you guys. Out of all this, I have very much thanks and appreciation for this individual who meant me harm, because I actually learned something from him. And he actually reinforced something, and I think he was a test. Right? So during this weekend, kind of reflect upon that. Has anything like that happened to you lately, where you've been working so hard towards something, where you've been trying to change yourself spiritually in your mindset and where you're at, and you get these obstacles and these little shinies, these pops up, these promises of other things that distract you, or that could be possibly awesome, but could be possibly not. And what were the impressions as you were going through those steps? Did you listen or did you not listen? And what was the result of that? I would love to hear it. And like always, I love to know where everybody's from. So if you could put down in the comments where you're watching this and listening this to, that would be great. If you could say a hello, a hi, a namaste, or actually leave like a situation where that was something for you, then please do so in the comments. And like normal, if you happen to stumble upon this and you have not yet done so, please hit that subscribe button and the bell next to it so that you can get all the updates of when I do put videos up there for you. My intention is always to bring you the greatest value so that you can live a most happy and abundant life. That is the meaning for transform your life, you under reconstruction, because life is constant. Change is constant, and either we grow and we improve, or we stagnate and we decline. And I would love for you to grow with me. So have an awesome weekend. I will see you guys at some other time. Don't forget to do your morning affirmations and your evening affirmations and kind of solidify what's going to be in your head for the whole day and kind of what you want to manifest and what you want to think about when you're about to head off into bed. I have much love, alohas for everybody. Mahalo for being here with me and sharing your time.